Fruits are absolutely packed with sugar, but they help women lose weight. Why is that? So I'm a professional nutritionist that's on vacation, but I got this question and I wanted to answer it because it is super interesting. So you've never met anyone that has become obese eating fruits? And why is that? Like, why have you never had like a fat fruit friend? Like, why does it seem like everyone that has a more natural diet loses more weight? Even though fruits are packed with sugar, why don't they actually make your blood sugar worse? Why don't they make things harder to lose weight? And that is a really freaking good question, because this is something that I found after working with women for over a decade now, is that you actually have to solve the right problem in order to get to the end solution. So what I'm saying is that there are first, second, and third order consequences. If you are only working on the third order or the first order consequence, you will not actually figure out what the root cause is of the problem. So the reason why women gain weight is because they have more insulin and more calories that are being stored as body fat. So if you have more body fat, that body fat leads to insulin resistance. Insulin resistance leads to releasing more insulin with your food, which makes it so, one, you're really freaking hungry. You know, like you eat a little bit of food and you feel like you can't stop eating, and you just crave carbs like crazy. And it's really easy to gain weight. So then what happens? You crave more carbs, you eat a little bit, you gain a lot of weight. And this happens over and over and over again. So how do you actually solve that? You don't solve it by having a low carb diet. You solve it by having a very high carb diet. And right away you're saying, what the heck, Abram? I thought you were a nutritionist. Why are you telling me to eat sugar? Because the sugar in fruits is not the same. If you were to get natural sugars, they are going to have something called soluble and insoluble fiber. And this stuff is so freaking cool. Soluble fiber will actually make a mucus that binds around your poop inside of your intestines, and it slows the absorption of cholesterol, sugar, and fat. So you're not going to release as much of it as fast when you have this type of fiber. And if you have insoluble fiber, it is going to create water that is going to go into your intestines, that is going to help push it through. So if you are slowing the absorption of sugar, fat, and cholesterol, and you're pushing it through faster, as in you're pushing it all together, and you're pushing it out the other end, as in not diarrhea and not constipation, and you're having full poops on a regular basis, you actually reach a calorie deficit eating the exact same amount of food. Why? Because dietary fiber will actually link to those calories. If you can link that fiber to the calories, you will naturally lose weight. You can reach up to a 30% calorie deficit just by adding more of this type of fiber to your diet. This is exactly why women that are vegetarian and vegan typically have to have more protein than normal people that are trying to lose weight, or they're trying to get higher protein inside of their diet, is because the fiber that's bound inside of these vegan and vegetarian proteins is bound to the protein. And it slows the absorption. And it won't let your body take those calories. It's actually bound to it. So you actually have to have more protein in that instance because of that type of binding. But you can use this to your advantage. And, you know, if you were to have more of the right fruits in your diet, whole fruits, you'll start to lose weight faster. Why? Because they have anti-obesity effects. By having the right water with the right fruits, then those combined put your poop together, slow the absorption, and push it out the other end. Full poops. You know, full poops is how you lose weight. And you get rid of inflammation, because you can help cure a condition known as leaky gut just by having all of that together. So why don't fruits make women gain weight? Because of that dietary fiber, and because it's helping you get rid of the root cause. You know, I'm talking about first, second, third order consequences. The reason why you are having the insulin resistance and why the carbs mess with you so much is because you have the body fat. If you lose the body fat by having something that is anti-obesity, then you are going to lose the problem. The number one way a woman can cure her insulin resistance, her problems with her insulin, is to lose body fat. If you are eating more of a food that helps you lose body fat, you will improve your A1C. You will have a lower amount of total insulin released permanently. You will regulate your blood sugar because you are losing the body fat. That is why I have an entire program dedicated to this. All I do is help women lose body fat in the easiest possible way. Why? Because even if you are diabetic, even if you have insulin resistance, if you lose the fat, you lose the problem. So you just have to make sure you're eating more of those anti-obesity foods in order to lose weight. And the best part about that is you can just stuff your face with it. You eat more of these foods, you lose more weight. You lose the weight, you improve your insulin permanently. You make it easy to keep the weight off. And the best part is fruits are freaking delicious. There's like 1 million fruits you could have for this. If you're curious, I can make more videos on it. Just let me know. Just say, yes, I want to see more videos on this and I could do it. But if you are interested in joining my full program, we guarantee results following our guidance without counting calories and without taking supplements. But if you join my full program and it doesn't work, I will give you a full refund plus pay you an additional $2,000 cash back on top of the refund if my guidance doesn't work. Spoiler alert, it works. That's why we can offer a guarantee like that. But if you are interested in that program, just comment info and I will reach out. But that is why fruits don't make you fat, is because they help you lose weight. But if you have any other questions or if you want to see more of these, let me know. Otherwise, comment info and we can see if you're a good fit for my full program. Hope you all have a great rest of your day. Love you all.